Hello and welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You are gathered with us for another episode of Enter the Square Circle, baby.
Yes, we are back for another Sunday edition of Enter the Square Circle. Thank you for joining us. Today we will be having men's Money in the Bank and Elimination Chamber qualifying matches part 2. There'll be 3 matches. I think it will kick off with LA Knight versus Braun Breaker. And then we have Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed and Sheamus versus Gunther in the main event, I believe. So, should be a fun show. I'll bring up the video and we'll get it started. So here we go. Kicking off with Braun and LA Knight. In our first match, winner goes on to Money in the Bank to challenge for obviously the briefcase for a shot at the world title, and the loser goes into Elimination Chamber for the winner of the Elimination Chamber will get a shot at the mid-card championship. So, important qualifying matches here.
Mm-hmm.
Just to recap, if you didn't see it, last week was part 1. We had Bray Wyatt versus Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso advanced to the Money in the Bank. Bray Wyatt went to the Elimination Chamber. We had Damian Priest versus AJ Styles. Damian Priest got the win there and advanced to Money in the Bank, while AJ Styles goes on to the Elimination Chamber. And we had Jey Uso versus Baron Corbin, and Jey Uso won, advancing the Money in the Bank, and Baron Corbin moving on to the Elimination Chamber. So if you didn't see that, make sure and check that out. That was last Sunday. You can go back and watch that on YouTube. Oh, right. That was a big counter. Braun with a huge counter to the power slam. I believe is our next Sunday will be either men's or women's Money in the Bank and Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. Well, seeing as the time of the year it is, might want to do Money in the Bank and then do Elimination Chamber the next week.
All right. So make sure and tune in next week, and we'll have the men and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches.
Or we could do both women and then both men. And it all depends. Tune in next week to find out.
Tune in next week to find out.
Ooh, swing and a miss.
Right? It looked like Braun Breaker pulled the Samoa Joe and walked out the way. Who was it that did that? Was it Shibata that did it last week on Dynamite? Everyone was all excited.
I can't remember. I've slept.
I think it was during the Hook, Shibata, and Joe match. Maybe it was on Collision. That might have been on Collision last week. Maybe it wasn't Dynamite. It was either Collision or Dynamite last week. But Shibata did the Joe walkaway spot when someone did a move off and everyone was like, oh.
I have an easier time remembering stuff from 20 years ago than I do stuff from 2 days ago.
That's funny. Braun fighting out.
And I am hearing an awful noise. I hope it's my neighbors.
Like what kind of noise?
Well, my biggest worry is a pipe just burst.
Uh-oh.
But maybe it's just them taking a shower. It sounds weird to me right now.
It sounds like running water, or
I think so.
Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3.
LA Knight. Yeah.
LA Knight advances to Money in the Bank. Braun Breaker will go on to Elimination Chamber. We now have our fourth Money in the Bank combatant. He will join Jimmy Uso. Yeah, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, and Damian Priest so far for Money in the Bank. And Braun will go on to join Baron Corbin, AJ Styles, and Bray Wyatt in the Elimination Chamber. That becomes our second match this episode, and technically our fifth qualifying match. Sami Zayn versus Big Bronson Reed. Boy. Bear with us as I struggle to find our contestants and get the match set up.
All the additions to the roster this year, I'm really looking forward to the game for 2K25 because the roster is going to be so different.
Yeah, I agree. All right. That's Sami Zayn is Sammy Joe's guy. Bronson Reed is my guy. So we'll see who moves on to where. Excuse me. Bronson Reed with a huge belly to back suplex.
I'm excited to find out who's going to be challenging our champions at the pay-per-view.
Yep. In case you guys aren't aware, currently Sting is our world champion after beating Bobby Lashley at Night of Champions. And Becky Lynch is still our women's champion as she retained her title.
After having an initially rough go of things, Cody Rhodes is now our mid-card champion.
That's right. Cody Rhodes is our mid-card champion. And we don't have a women's mid-card, right? We just have the women's tag team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Men's tag team is Randy Orton and Seth Rollins.
It sure is. After beating Los Mysterios for the titles.
And then defending the belts against us.
Yep, and then defending the belt successfully against us. We'll have to figure out who they're going to defend against next.
We're the people who do second best in the Elimination Chamber and the Money in the Bank match.
Okay.
So whoever gets the most rungs on the ladder and whoever's the second to last to get eliminated in the chamber.
Bronson Reed is throwing Sami Zayn around. Let's go, Big Bronson. Sami Zayn fighting out.
Better than fighting in.
Huge elbow. Big stomp. Stomp in the mud hole. Go for the pin. One. It takes the ref's hand forever to come down for that first one count. It's like he slides over quick and then his hand sits there in the air forever before it actually hits the mat the first time. Oh. Second rope springboard DDT. Sami Zayn in control. Ooh, exploder suplex. The corner. Is he too close to the ropes?
Making that look easy right now.
1, 2. Bronson Reed kicks out. 2 3/4. 2.99.
I was about to say, if he didn't kick out of that, he'd be going home looking like a dump.
Oh, Sammy just missed a haluva kick. It was about to be over. Oh, ET.
Ooh.
Oh! Bronson Reed tried to go outside to get away, catch his breath. Sammy came right out after him.
Sammy's
right through the middle row.
Oh, little respite for Bronson Reed here.
That was a nice little DDT counter.
Oh, but it didn't last long.
Nope. Sammy out here celebrating, dancing around.
Posed a little too long. Oh, maybe not. Oh,
Big DDT from Sammy. Top him out in the big left hands.
jeez. Sammy is really giving it.
Yes, he is.
Oh.
Ooh. Bronson barely got that elbow up. That man. Ooh, elbow to the top of the head. Whips him into the rope. Big right hands. Bronson Reed is in trouble.
Yeah, he is.
Sami Zayn from the far corner.
Oof.
Oh, the running kick to the face. Is that enough? Oh, Sammy's not going to go for the pin yet. I'll inflict a little more damage. I don't know if that's smart. Let's see. Big exploder into the corner. Haluva kick time? Not yet. What's he going to do now?
Oh, Haluva kick now.
There it is. Boom. There's the Haluva kick.
Oh, that's got to be it. That's got to be.
Bronson's in trouble. Come on, kick out. Kick out. No. No.
That's another competitor for me.
Yes, sir. Sami Zayn advances to Money in the Bank. Bronson Reed will go on to Elimination Chamber. Yes, as of now, the Money in the Bank is very Sammy character heavy, and Elimination Chamber is very ALW heavy. So, as of right now, Sammy, I only have one person as of right now in the Money in the Bank, and vice versa. Sammy only has one person so far in the Elimination Chamber.
But it's also beneficial because it means you have more of an opportunity to win one of the matches.
This is true. All right, our next and final match of this episode, our main event for this episode of Enter the Square Circle, should be Sheamus versus Gunther in our sixth and final qualifying match for the men's Money in the Bank and Elimination Chamber. Remember, as with all these matches, the past 5, and this one included, the winner will go on to Money in the Bank, and the loser will go on to the Elimination Chamber. After this match, we'll recap all the participants for both. As we will officially know, all 6 combatants for both, or participants for both. All right, Gunther. Need to win here. I need more than one guy at the Money in the Bank for me. 1-in-6 shot and a title shot is not very good. Let's go, Ring General.
This feels like a very even match to me. It's all about who can land that finisher.
I agree. We've seen this match in real life. It's always a hard-hitting match. Both these guys are very stiff and heavy-handed. Both like to work fairly strong style. I mean, it's not like your traditional, Japanese strong style, but it's kind of your American strong style. Couple, I guess they're meaty men slapping meat to a certain extent. It's amazing to me that both of these guys are Caucasian, just a difference in skin tone.
They're both European, like.
Right, yeah. It's amazing to me. Sheamus is actually white and Gunther's kind of orangey.
I mean, usually WWE is big about everybody being tan. I think it's like good for Sheamus's image where he's like, nah.
No, I think so too. I mean, we talk. Well, I was talking about it. I think maybe with CM last week on Collision. We were talking about just people not doing enough to stand out. And Sheamus is one of those guys that without the, the mohawk in the past, or the bright red hair, or the extremely pale skin. He's one of those guys that unfortunately could probably kind of be ignored and fall through the cracks, because beyond that stuff, he doesn't really have a whole lot that separates him. So he needs those things to separate him from the Gunthers, the Randy Ortons, the rest of the pack that all kind of look the same. So it's definitely what makes him unique, and then probably why he's had a better career, because he's been able to stand out and separate himself. Not to mention the fact he's really good. I mean, he's a really good talker and a really good wrestler, so that helps too. But he has a look that separates him, so I think it's definitely been advantageous for him, for sure. I wonder how much of that is him or how much of that is WWE.
But isn't that also like the downfall of certain guys, is that like they don't really stand out? Like,
oh yeah,
there's
100%.
dudes who just feel like a dime a dozen.
100%. That's what I'm saying. I mean, Sheamus's wrestling and promo skills are really good, but I don't know that them in and of itself is enough. There's a lot of guys that wrestle well and have good promo skills. Sheamus actually has some things like physical characteristics that make him stand out for the crowd. So I mean, he looks a little different. You know what I mean? So and then they've helped him. I mean, yeah, no, there's definitely too many people that don't have enough. They don't have something to make them stand out. They just kind of blend into the crowd. If you had 20 or 30 wrestlers in a room, it's like, who stands out? And there's probably 2 or 3 that do, and the rest of them probably don't. They all look kind of the same. They all sound the same. They probably all, need work on their personality, all those kinds of things. So you definitely have to have something to make you stand out. And I think for Sheamus, it's been his appearance for the most part.
As much as I hated that mohawk.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate because I don't think it's enough nowadays to just be, a good wrestler and a good talker. You actually have to have something that separates you from the crowd, makes you unique and stands out. And not enough guys have that. One. Let's go. 1, 2.
Check out. Yeah.
Come on, Gunther. I do wish they would ultimately decide, and I know that they rebrand characters and give them new little shticks all the time. It feels like they've done that with Sheamus a bunch of times, and I think it feels like they just let him be himself, and it would be better. Like, I don't know what himself is, but it feels like they've tried 5 or 6 different, kind of gimmicks with him, or, I guess whatever you want to call it. It's not characters, because he's always Sheamus. It's never been a different name, but so I don't know.
I feel you.
Oh, whipping Gunther into the steps. Sheamus back in the ring. Gunther is in trouble. At the moment.
What was that, Sheamus?
Sheamus climbed out just to climb back in.
It's like, I'm not winning by count out.
That was funny. Uh-oh. Celtic cross.
He's next to the ropes, though. Oh.
Too close. 1, 2. Kick out.
Oh.
Ooh. That was close. Come on, Gunther. Get up. Damn. Gunther's a big boy for Sheamus to be thrown around like that. Oh, huge powerbomb. Damn. Sheamus is putting it on Gunther at the moment. Gunther can't get a breath. Trying to step outside to catch a breath. Sheamus did it again. He stepped out, went down to the floor, got back up, and went right back to the ring. Like, what? Oh, no. White noise. Setting him up. Sheamus is set up for the finisher.
That wasn't a white noise, was it? Ooh.
Isn't that white noise where he holds him like his head behind his... Maybe not. I thought that was the name of that move, but maybe not.
I think White Noise is where he does the Razor's Edge, basically.
I thought that was the Celtic Cross. Is
Oh,
it not?
yeah, that is the Celtic Cross. Huh. And then he's also got the Brogue Kick.
He does.
Maybe you're right. Maybe that is the White Noise.
Yeah, whatever the one is where he wraps him kind of around his back and puts his head in his arm and then drops him on their back. I thought that was White Noise, but maybe not. I mean, it could be something different. I can't keep track of all the different moves and their names. Everyone likes to do the same move but give it a different name. So it's like, what? That's not the Celtic Cross. It's the Razor's Edge. Just call it what it is.
That's not a Diamond Cutter. That's an RKO.
Exactly. That's not an RKO. That's an Oz Cutter. Like, come on now. Like, to be fair,
Oz Cutter and Cody Cutter are the same.
Right. Yeah, they're off the ropes. The RKO at least comes out of nowhere. But ultimately, they're all just the same move with a little nuanced variation. I mean, it's...
Of the four of them, Cody's is the worst.
A cutter is a cutter is a cutter, whether you're doing it out of nowhere or off the top rope or off the middle rope. Or... Like
Ospreay, Randy, and Paige, S-tier cutters. Cody's is like, what, a B tier?
Yeah, probably. Well, Sheamus gets the win. He is your sixth and final qualifier for men's Money in the Bank, and Gunther will go to the elimination. To the elimination chamber. That was our final match of this episode. So I'll go ahead and remove the video. And before we get out of here, I'll just remind you guys that our six competitors or participants for men's Money in the Bank are Jimmy Uso, Damian Priest, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Sami Zayn, and Sheamus. Those are our 6 men for Money in the Bank, and our 6 men for Elimination Chamber are Bray Wyatt, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Gunther.
And just so everybody knows, Bray Wyatt is my guy, and Jimmy is his guy. We each have
that's right.
One person.
I've got one competitor in the Money in the Bank, and he has one competitor in the Elimination Chamber.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
Where chances are good that Sammy Joe's guy will probably win Money in the Bank, and chances are good my guy will probably win Elimination Chamber. But that's why we have the matches. We'll see what ends up happening.
But,
make sure and tune in.
You still have to beat the champ.
That's true. Make sure and tune in next week to see who actually wins men's Money in the Bank and potentially women's Money in the Bank. I guess is probably what we'll end up doing. But tune in next week and you'll find out then. So until next time. Oh, actually, let's do this. Let me do this here real quick before we go. Let's do a little housekeeping. Let's put this up. I'll put up our little thing here, a little horsey QR code. You can scan that. You can get to all of our social medias. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook. We're on Discord. We're on, I don't even know, whatever else Dolores has set us up on. Instagram. We where there's social media, we are there. Make sure and join us. As always, every Sunday for Enter the Square Circle. Join us Mondays for Seeing Stars. Jay News and Dolores talk about everything that's going on in the world of independent wrestling and all the stars you need to pay attention to. Tuesday nights, join us live for the Cookout, where we're cooking up everything in the world of professional wrestling. Then usually we have shorts for Monday Night Raw, NXT, and Dynamite at some point between Tuesday and Friday. It just kind of depends on when they get done. And then Friday Night Fights, we're here live for SmackDown and Rampage watch-alongs. And then Saturday nights for Saturday Night is All Right, where we watch Collision live. So make sure and check us out for all that stuff. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Hit the like button on this video. It helps a lot. And hit the bell to be notified so you'll get notification every time we drop content. Unless you got anything else to say, well, get up out of here. Until next time, peace.